Coast, Western Australia, the most westerly point of Australia anyway, just over there at Steep Point. These guys, new camels that came in. As I explained last video, Lou does the photography here, the filming. She's been away in Broome helping those camel mob up there for a few weeks. During that time I got these guys in the yard. Now, the gate over there, very simply, they came in for water, shut the gate, same system, nice and quiet. That old big boss. Hey, come on. It's a good one, that touch. It just lowers the anxiety of the camel. But anyway, this fella here, these were a group of 3, 2 young bulls, and this bloke over here. Now, when I first met these bulls out here, he was pushing the other guys along. When he wanted them to go, a quick little bite in the bum, and off they go. So this guy is the boss, okay? He's a very, very calm camel. He's quite cool. Been very minimal handle. It's all right, big fella. As you can see, I'm just letting him work slowly towards my hand. I'm not trying to threaten him or move it. We just want to have that little touch. That's all we want to do, and that'll just lower the anxiety of the animal. So basically, he's done a couple of days just walking up and around. He's already leading up pretty well. The other guys are leading up well. So as I said, we've got 10 days to get these guys ready. I'd say in the string position, this guy's behind. He's pushing them along, the lead bull. So that's sort of where we want to put him in the team. We're going to keep him away from Munji. We'll have Munji up front, him down the back, these guys in between. Okay, that's how you work your string out, or how they walk in the wild and stuff like that. We don't want a full-grown big bull standing behind Munji. We could end up in a little bit of trouble. Anyway, we'll go finish them saddles. So these are the pads we've been sewing up. Basic collar check on the leather. 2 front pads for the saddle. Pea straw. Pea straw is good to use in the saddles. It's very springy, compresses well. But the other main important thing is it doesn't smell like hay. Okay, like you get oat and hay and stuff like that, the camel gets a whiff of it. You're walking along all day, gets hungry, he eats a big hole out of the pad. So we like to use this stuff, and it's a matter of packing it in there. Now it's important you get it all the way into the edges, so none of this leather rolls over and starts rubbing on the camel. Okay, it's important we get a big pack. Now you can use whatever tools you want. A simple stick with a bit of a notch on the end of it, it's enough, and get it in there. Push it right in. Now once we get all these done, we've got another saddle. We're going to go put it on Mr. Grey and get him walking behind Munji today. But anyway, a lot of work with camels. Now in the old days, the old Afghan camel drivers, when they're working with the camels out with explorers or doing pack loads, they had to maintain their saddles all the time, because sometimes, you know, the camels are in drought, they're losing weight, saddles need to be made accordingly. Now those guys would work up till midnight, packing, stitching, repatching saddles, making them comfortable, okay, because the camels are the lifeline out there. Now, not only were they up to midnight, but they'd get up at about 3 o'clock in the morning and they'd start shepherding their camels. They had minimal sleep, they were such hard workers, and basically Australia wouldn't be the same without them. So hats off to you guys. Anyway, I've got saddles to make. Well, there we go, we've stuffed our pads on the front, so that's basically a saddle put together. The 2 front pads, they go either side of the shoulder. Inside there where the big bar is, that's where the hump goes, and that's a basic back pad that sits over the hips of the camel. Okay, nicely together. Now, neck strap, 2 girth straps, and the all important crupper down here that goes on behind the tail. Basic riding saddle. Now these are like an Indian design, sit in the back. Some of those Arabian countries, they sit on the front seat. But here in Australia, we sort of took on the Indian style, sitting on the front, back here. And on the front, this is where your gear would go. So in the old days, the explorers, they'd have all their gear up there. They could read measurements, compasses, and basically pull out their maps and work from in front of their... Perfect. Anyway, we'll go get Mr. Grey. Mr. Grey had a saddle on yesterday. First time in his life, he took it pretty well. So we're going to show you today. Now Lou's back to do the filming. We'll show you today, day 2 with Mr. Grey. Now over here, Mr. Whitelegs, he hasn't had a saddle before. And Mr. Red over there, he hasn't had a saddle before. So there's another 2 saddles we've got to put together. But today we've got one for Mr. Grey. So let's go and get Mr. Grey. Now same system again. I've got the small hitch down low, just to keep his head low if he argues. And once again, we're using that leg rope strap there for him. Pull him down with the rope over here. Now yesterday he seemed to do it all right on the first time, so maybe he'll just sit today. Right, but then again, he could be that little bit more warier too. And the leg strap, of course, just to keep him down, just for safekeeping. Walk up, big fella. Walk up. That's the way, mate. Just want to pull his head down a little bit. Okay, there you go, big fella. I'll take you over here. We'll wrap you up over here so we've got good easy access to the rope. Okay, that's it. Now the reason I'm doing this from a bit of a distance away is to just let him get a little bit comfortable. Stand there, mate, stand. He's probably going to sit. Not quite yet. So we just want to wrap this a couple of times. You're right, big fella. Tie him up. Well, if anything goes on, you've got a bit of control. If your camel goes crazy, so as he said, starts getting violent, you can access it from over here. Push, push. It usually happens on day 2. Push, push. Okay, now day 2, I often find. Now sometimes you can set a camel up and down, up and down, up and down all the first day, and he gets it in his head, he understands what it is. But what I want to do with camels is I bring them in, I want them to sit and I want them to take a saddle. So that's why we're starting doing this straight away. So with this method, day 2, he always seems to wait till you get all the rope prepared and then sits, in general. By the 3rd day, he's going to be pretty good. We're just going to let him sit there and have a bit of a relax. You want a little bit of contact there. You're on your big fella. He's not too stressed out. Now we're going back to our weightlifter's belt. I'm only going to do the one leg because he's calm. Okay, when a camel's real firing up and it's dangerous, you're loading with big loads and he's pretty wild, 2 straps can be necessary, but I like to let the camel think. So if he does get up and he's got 1 strap, he's sort of in a bit of a struggle. 2 straps, he's sort of secured down there, so not a chance to use his mind. So I want to show him this. Let him relax a little bit there like that. And then I'm just going to touch him there on the leg. Okay, having that bit of contact. There, right, big fella. And once again, a little bit of firmness on the shoulder. Okay, push, push, push. Now because he's a new camel, sometimes it can be dangerous reaching in under there. So this is where I like to use my hook again. My upgraded metal hook with a bit of 100-mile-an-hour tape around the end. Push. I'm just rolling that back over, nice and calmly going in. And a little flick too, because you don't want to collect little stones or bendies, spurs, thorns, anything in there. Now he's done. Push there, big chops. Okay, nice and peaceful. And even use my rod to touch, a bit of an extension. Always be careful if you're using a stick. If I'm here and he gets and moves, you can spear yourself. Be aware of that if you've got a stick. Now, big fella, I can use it to touch him. Now I'm just going to move in here. You can see he's not too nervous, and that's not bad for the 2nd time he's ever sat. Hey, you're a good fella. Got to go and get your rainbow blanket. Now one of the reasons why I think these guys take it pretty calmly is we've bought Big Munji and Little Miss Black, and we've been saddling them up every morning. These guys are watching now. As a smart animal as they are, they know what's going on, okay? So he's pretty cool, and that's why I've chosen him to be the first one out, because old Mr. Grey is Captain Cool. Aren't you, big fella? Go get your blanket. So I'm just grabbing his blanket. Now I don't want to come over like a big Batman wing again. Just keeping it nice and close to myself, and I'm bringing it below his chin. We're just going to let him have a smell of it. Have a little sniff, big fella. like to use the same blankets on my camels because it's got their smell in it. Push there, big fella. Now same again, not doing anything, just keeping it away from me. Push, 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 push. You go under the rope, that's all right, you'll make it easier for me. Push, push, push. I'm just letting him go here. No need to panic and rush in there and try and get him to do stuff. Okay, he gets himself in a situation. I'm just standing my ground. Be still. I'm not running away. All right, big fella. You want to have another look? I know it's all those rainbow colours again, isn't it? There you go. Push there, big fella. That's the contact. Without the contact, there's anxiety. And let's get some contact. Okay. Here you are, big fella. Like once again, bagging down and flick it over and just be away. You see a little shake in his shoulder there, a bit nervous, and fair enough. You know, it's a pretty scary thing. A bright colour blanket. And over here. There you are, boss. It's okay. It's okay, mate. Whoosh. Whoosh. Now when he's in this position, it's a good excuse to move around him. I like to just push, push. Don't panic. Let your camel work it out. He'll get in all sorts of positions, but that's all right. He'll soon learn. The best thing to do is just to calm down. Push. That's it, big fella. And it works out better because he's on that side of the rope now. We're going to test his new saddle. Once again, a little bit shy of it. We want to come in nice and low. You're right, big fella. You can have a look. You're not going to have a smell. And once again, push me. Push. A little bit of contact. Push. Back over first. Okay, flick the front over. Well, it sits up nice and high, doesn't it, mate? Straps down there. Because it's a new saddle, it can easily flick off. Right, so we want to try and be as relaxed as we can, keep him down. Start with the cropper again. Push, mate, tap. And left arm under the tail. There he goes. Be nice and quiet here with him. Okay. Just giving these extra length, just so we make sure we reach underneath. There, big fella. And the neck strap, of course. Easy to do this one. It's just a simple flick. You're right, big fella. You go. Here under here, we're just touching him. We don't want to tickle him. You may notice at the moment there are a few flies around. So the flies make them ticklish, so that's why we want nice firm connection. So look, with camels, when they're early days, if they do get up and jump around, as I'm saying, don't react, expect it. Have a laugh of it if you can, keep yourself safe. Okay, let the camel, he'll put himself in all sorts of position. Like I said, smart animal, he'll work out exactly where to sit. And once he's done, because I haven't reacted and carried on or panicked or anything like that, he's quite cool, okay? And that's all we need to do. Good on you, Mr. Grey. Okay, so I'm just slowly slipping this rope off. He's still sitting there, nice and cool, right? I just want to keep that little bit of tension on his rope. Push there, big fella. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm moving the rope, but if you have a look at him, none of his rope's moving. He's still in that position. That's him, big fella. Good boy. Nice and calm. Now we're going to go to get him up now. So once again, holding his rope in position there. Okay, I don't want to start nudging his rope around and confuse him. I'm just gathering this up nice and loosely. He's fine. So now getting a camel up in the early part, okay, no point standing in front of him yanking, a little bit off to the side. All right, Mr. Grey, up, up, stand, stand. Let him feel it, let him feel it. Let him walk around with it. There he goes. Look beautiful. Stand there, bud. So once again, no panic, just loose rope. Okay, give him a chance to feel it. Give him a chance to work it out. Okay, I don't have to hold his hand's too big for me. So we'll let him go, but now I just want to walk him around, give him a little feel of that saddle. So if I want to walk around, give him enough room. See how he's just standing there? Plenty of room on the rope. Now that I get here, I'm going to talk to him and say, walk up, Mr. Gray, walk up, couple little flicks like this, walk up, and there he goes. That's him, boss. No more drinking. Come on, end of the day, that's party. No drinking during the working hours. We just want to lead him around a couple of times. Let him feel it. Walk up. You really want to get away from using the rope. Sometimes I like to think of the rope as a bit like an electric fence. Stand, try and use your voice. Sometimes people always tend to grab ropes, pull heads in. They're too hard to puppet around. Use your voice. Okay, stand there, big fella. Okay. Once again, I'm just keeping his rope. I'm not doing it too tight. My hand working up the rope, it's enough for him to just settle down. Come and see. Now that's not bad. These guys are pure wild camels about 1 week ago. Second day he's had a saddle on, and he's doing quite well. Mr. Gray. Sometimes you feel like you're jumping the gun a little bit, but camels are cool. Okay, sometimes you just got to trust that animal and know that it's going to be okay. Now I don't want to start to get paranoid and think, oh, what if, and give myself 6 months before I try this. But yeah, we may as well step straight into it. If he's doing everything all right, step it up, step it up. I like to move it along quick so there's no surprises. Now walk up, Mr. Gray, walk up. Again, not using the rope. Nicely behind here. Walk up there, Mr. Gray. Turn around. Stand, Munji. Stand. Good commands to my animals. Stand, Munji. Stand. Stand. Now before hooking up, I just like to stand here. Let's just stand here. See what reactions. Having a look at Munji. Is he getting upset? Is this guy here threatening to bite his legs or anything? No. They seem alright. Stand, big fella. Okay, I'm just going to touch Munji. See, he's got that little bit of a nervous reaction. He's expecting something. So we'll move into it. He's alright. Stand, Munji. Now, nice dog clip there. Okay. I want to get my length right. I don't want this guy running over the top. I don't want him moving up alongside Munji because we're working bulls here. Last time he wants 2 bulls walking side by side. Okay. Got his rope there nicely. Just going to drop this one over his neck. Down there, Munch. Pull it up, flick it down. Down in like that. Okay. I'm going to pull all that through now. Find me length there. Nice little bow line. Get it under the stirrup so it's not digging into him if there's any pressure. Then we do the long bow line here. We want the bow line to be up against his shoulder. Not choking his neck. Out there's fine. A little bit of room on him. Not too much, just enough for him to think. Now I've got all this excess rope. I want to flick it up over the saddle. Don't want ropes hanging around their feet. Tight, simple one in there. And this is the start of putting a team together. Okay, once he's relaxed, we'll start putting another one on behind, and we'll keep going and going and going. But it's very important to find their place in the herd. I don't want someone picking on Munji. Righty, I don't put a big boss camel behind a big boss camel. He's a really calm one. That's a good position. So this is camels. They're cool animals. It's a brand new team here. We're all relaxed. The more relaxed you are, the more relaxed your team's going to be. Okay? And like I said, when you panic, you're going to cause anxiety in your animals. Camels, like a lot of herded animals, they need a good leader. Okay, a good leader's confident. Even if inside you're terrified, don't let them know. Just keep cruising with them. Anyway, we'll get them out for a walk now. We're just going to take them on a simple lap. I don't want to go too far, cause the panic coming back. Just a simple lap around here, and these guys are able to watch. Let's go. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up, Mr. Gray. Nice and steady. That's the way, big fella. There we go. Walk up, boys. Stand there, you two. Stand. There you go, nice and calmly done. Taking it all right. As I said, I like to, when I get them down, I like to just put the saddle on. Ultimately in my life, when I bring a camel in and sit him down, he wants to be saddled up and moved. So I'm going to start working like that. And to show these guys, no more surprises coming up. But you can see Munji's taking him quite well. I've got a loose rope on him. I'm allowing Munji to do what he does, just to see their reactions. Rutting season in the bull camel world starts in April. Okay, we're nearly halfway through March. We've got to get them moving and working before all these 4 bulls come into rut. We've got 1 female and 4 bulls, you can only imagine. But that's all right. A lot of people worry about bulls. They reckon they're frightening, terrifying animals. But I'll tell you what, they're really cool. You just got to be aware of them and respect them and know where to put them in your place. But me, I prefer bulls. They're good. They're just cool. All right, boys, you ready? Let's walk up. There you go, so nice Indian file, that's perfect what you want. Means that fella's a nice follower. And Munji's a good leader, so this is a perfect start for a perfect little team. Well, big fella, that's him, stand there. Now that's a day. Right, we're only doing a short day today. Now, we could take Munji's saddle off, put on Red's back today, but we want to go and get Red's saddle made, so we've got a little bit more stitching to do today. His one's done. We'll get his one done today. Red will have his tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's an interesting day. Tomorrow's the day. The guru's coming up. These guys are going to get nose pegged. That way we can get away from the ropes. It's essential. If you're working big loaded camels in pack strings, it's essential really those nose lines. In the wagons, you don't need nose lines. You can use all your voice. You can use these of course with strings, but the reason I use the nose lines is because when you've got heavy laden camels and they're walking all day, the back one starts to lag, stretching, pulling on the shoulder of the one in front, then he starts to lag and all of a sudden your front camel is dragging. Okay, it's the last thing you want. That's why the old Afghans used to use the nose lines. They're very important, and they only use nose lines. Camel's smart, he knew what they were, he keeps it slack, they all walk up. You can lead 50 camels, massive loads with one little piece of string like that. The string on them is designed so the string will snap before the peg snaps, so it doesn't rip off the saddle from the one behind in front, and it also doesn't break his peg, so you're continually stitching it. Okay, a little bit of an operation. They'll get over it within a week. So once again, the reverse, just through his little noose there to keep his head low. Give him a bit of space. Walk up, mate. I'm going to pull his head down. Out there. Stand there, buddy. Stand there, buddy. That's pretty good. Stand there, mate. Standing. Let him get comfortable. I'm going to come back over here and hitch the rope off again. Whoosh. Whoosh. There you go. I'm only just using the words. A little bit of the rope guiding to help me out. We haven't had to need the leg rope. Day number 2. Going to use our strap again. We want him to see it. Have a little look, buddy. You know it doesn't hurt you. Push, 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 push. Okay. It's good he's done it. But as expected, they are going to get up. Come on, big boss. We're just going to put this little noose here, right near your front leg. Push, 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 push. He knows what it's all about. Hey? You're right, buddy. Push, push, push. Come on, big choppy. Push. I'm not going for the rope right over the top. He knows what's going on. We're just playing this little game. Let him have his battle. Push, 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 push. Best they get the battle out of him in the start. Push, 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 push. Nice. That's him, big boss. Get that strap over there. Nice little touch. That's the right thing, fella. You got him. Now watching his head here, because he's come closer to the pole, his head can go down on top of me here. I'm watching. When I'm in this position, if I can't see up because of my hat, I'm looking at shadows. Okay? Always having an eye on that animal. I'm not going to pull my head forward or give him any excuse to come and chew on me. Okay? Because if you get yourself in a position, around a camel where he can have a go at you, where he could possibly flick those legs out or anything, he may just use them. So we'll keep ourselves out of those positions. That's the secret. Give him no excuse. Push there, mate. There, he's done. Now we'll take his saddle off. Early in the days, plenty of time to think about the job. We don't want to rush in and give them 9-hour days straight up. Okay, we want them to enjoy their job, sit around the yards, get used to it. Time to think. You alright, buddy? And that big fella. Just going to jump on him. There we go. Get him used to that feeling sitting in there. Nothing's worrying him. Okay, if he decides to get up, I'm just going to hang on and stay here. He's got one strap on his leg. Okay. That's a big fella. That'll give him something to think about tonight, and he'll prepare himself for the day. We're getting in the saddle. Push, push. That's pretty much a wrap for him for the day. You can see this little bit of nervous shake in his shoulder here, so nice and calmly. A little bit of weight, a little bit of pressure. See it stop now, so just that little bit of firm pressure there. As I always say, it's just like, you know, when you're a kid and your mum or your dad just wants to give you a little pat there when you're a little bit upset. It works the same with these guys. You see the whole shake stopped and it only took about 20 seconds, so just some nice firm touch gets you in here. Alright, big fella. You can see there's a little bit of moisture in the eye, like a little bit of wetness around the eyeball. That's a slight little bit of stress there, and soon that'll disappear too. So, but he's doing really well, aren't you, big fella? Hey, good mate. Good old Mr. Grey. You see Miss Black over here? She's sleeping. See the arched neck? Chin on the ground. It looks really uncomfortable. This is how camels sleep. Big arched neck over the top and the chin on the ground. When you see a camel like that, that's her having a little snooze. Interesting, isn't it? Munji's coming right along now, especially now I've got these new ones in the yard. He feels elite. And now he's so cool that we're doing his saddle standing up now. Stand there, big fella. Straps over. Hey, big boss. Hey, stand there, Munji. Stand there, big fella. Yeah, that's the easiest way to unsaddle a camel. Yeah, old big boss. Hey, good man. Stand there, boss. Rightio, well that's it. That's our little early training day. We're going to go back now and stitch up a couple more pads. We'll get that saddle going. Give these guys a drink. I'm only taking them into the trough once a day at the moment so they get used to trekking. We don't want them to allow themselves to drink at will, because when we go on a trek we might have a couple of nights without water. So we're only filling up once a day at the moment, and these guys are starting to understand that. Aren't you, big fella? Pretty excited. Anyway, that's the day. Tomorrow we've got the nose pegger coming in. We'll get them all pegged, and in 10 days we're out of here. We've got 10 days to pull this string together and make ourselves a nice safari pack string and get ready to walk to Broome. See you tomorrow. Walk up, mate.